All right, so we have 4-color shadow here, which is basically green-black shadow with blue and red splashes into it, which I think is fine. When you're playing a shadow deck anyways, you really want to be hammering your health total so you can play your death shadows quickly. So if you're fetching shock lands aggressively anyways, you might as well get the benefit of having lots of different shock lands in your deck. We've played this archetype before in the past. I've not played it since Assassin's Trophy was released, so I'm interested to see how that goes. I do really like a lot of the selection in this deck. I like the main deck Ghor-Clan Rampager, for instance. I think this is a great card to be able to go get with Traverse the Ulvenwald. While it's a little bit less volatile than Temur Battle Rage, this card will steal you a lot of games, especially being able to tutor it up. I thought you completely switched to Arena for the moment. Nope, that was never the plan. How do you buy cards directly on MTG Arena? You buy booster packs, and then your booster packs give you wild cards. You are guaranteed to get wild cards as you buy booster packs. Every 6 booster packs gives you a rare wild card guaranteed, in addition to whatever you open. Sultai Friends with the Amulet deck. Probably the Sultai Friends deck, Eastabus. It's got better tools. How much are boosted at MTGA? $1. Thereabouts. About $1. There's a new law that's going to be passed in the EU. It's super tight copyright rule, which makes it so YouTube and other services, even memes, could be used without explicit permission of their owners. Lordy. Ooh, if they're playing Grishoalbrand, which this start likely indicates, that matchup's going to be pretty good for us. You cannot dust cards in Arena, no. Only in the EU. $1.50, is that true? No, that's not true, right? What's the ratio? I thought the 2,000 gems get you 180 packs. No, that's not true. The 2,000 gems is $100. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about $1. I need to go look offhand, but it's about $1 is remember what I thought I remember thinking when I looked at it. Did they just draw Gorya's Vengeance off the top of their deck? Nope. God bless. How come Discovery is good in Grishoalbrand? Because Grishoalbrand wants cards in its discard pile anyways, so it provides you powerful selection. It's often like drawing 2 cards for 2 mana. With the 20k gem pack, it's $1 boost. Yeah, that's what I thought. Super tight, which will make it so YouTube and other companies, even memes, could not be used without explicit permission. Oh, could not be used without explicit permission. Yeah, that's a good thing. You should need explicit permission to use other people's content. Yes, it's about $6 per rare wild card, but you also get booster packs of stuff with it. So you're going to open cards that you need from those booster packs at some rate, and you're going to open extra wild cards in with them as well. So tiered decks are cheaper on Magic Arena because there's no secondary market. So a crap mythic, a crap rare is the same price as a good rare on Magic Arena, is the thing that's important to note. So if you're someone that likes to play good decks, then the price is more consistent on Arena. You're not gonna like have missed a good deck from the Pro Tour and then like all of a sudden it's gonna cost you double because you didn't buy into the deck before MTG Finance got a hold of it. So you can't buy singles. You can buy singles. You buy wild cards, which then turn into whatever single you want. Oh, actually, stop it. Oh, that was a mistake. Not punished. So I should have eaten this on my turn, obviously. Gaining life there is a little bit awkward. Good call on the stream title, thank you. You know, honestly, if you're, here's, I've been on the side of the wall that a lot of people in chat are talking about where, like, you want a secondary market and you want to buy and sell things. As somebody who is only interested in playing Magic and has no desire to play this secondary market BS nonsense, I have to play this mini game to play my actual game. After using and experiencing Magic Arena, I greatly prefer Magic Arena setup to a secondary market setup. Just knowing that my cards are going to cost what they cost and not randomly lose out and have to pay through the nose because I was behind on something, I greatly prefer. No, any type of trade introduces a secondary market, which adds a lot of complexity and annoyances and adds this mini game inside of the game. And as someone who, like, literally wrote a blog post talking about how I wanted a secondary market in Arena, I was wrong. I was wrong. I can admit that I was wrong. Without a secondary market, could Arena be competitive? Why do you have to have a secondary market for the game to be competitive? Can you explain? How are those things interlinked in any sort of way? They have posted a better solution to the 5th card problem in Magic Arena, but they gave a really crappy timeline for implementing it. Thanks for the hours of content and your dedication to quality. Cold Shoulder, thanks for the 6 months. Welcome back. Why not Temur Battle Rage for the win? Because I was talking to chat and not paying attention. Nothing. We're nothing if not honest on this stream. The timeline was sometime next year. It was a really bad timeline. It was not ideal. Their solution is good. Their solution is going to be you just won't open cards that you already have copies of, but the timeline on how long it's going to take for them to implement it is really crappy. I'm gonna trim this. No, I actually don't need to trim this. Do I want any other cards on my board? I don't think so. Yeah, I agree, Elliot. Save your gold, too. Like, when the next set releases, like, I'm not a free-to-play player. Like, I use my credit card copiously in these games, right? But when the next set releases on Arena, I'm gonna have a bunch of gold saved up to, like, buy packs to start. This is currently what happens to your cards in Arena. It's not great. Anybody that's asking these what ifs and what happens, please just Google it. There are a lot of great resources that explain. What happens to your cards when standard rotates? You'll play them in a new non-rotating format. Well, that sucks for me because I can't Nihil Spellbomb them either. What's our record? We've won 1 game. We've played 1 game. I'm gonna Inquisition myself here. Just get Delirium going. That's nonsense, another MTG player. The argument there is, if you're competitive, you'll just spend money to buy the new deck. This isn't a public forum. This is a private forum managed by me that has clearly defined rules. Weird. I think that's a really common misconception among people, is that anywhere you can post online is a public forum. That's not what public means. This isn't something that's organized by a government that's protected by your right to free speech. This is my space that I've created that's run under my rules. And my rules say you can't just post nonsense without at least trying to help us why you're posting nonsense. I got you, Hippity. I got you. We're reasonable here. You can play competitively, but not want to spend $100 each time. Sure, but then the game's not for you. It's not competitive because I don't want to spend money on it. That's a nonsense answer. That's like saying anything that has an entry fee isn't competitive, which is just incorrect. Welcome to Huglandia, punk, right? All right, so I want to bin the Street Wraith and the Inquisition, and we'll keep the Scavenging Ooze on top. That gives me Delirium, right? I have Sorcery, Creature, Land, Artifact, because we were smart and thin and put the Inquisition ourselves on turn 1. This is Hoglandia, not America. Yep. No, many games are pay to compete. There is an important difference between something being pay to win and pay to compete. Most things are pay to compete, meaning there is a minimum entry fee in order to be competitive so you can acquire gear to play that game. In Magic, the gear you have to acquire is your deck. If something is pay to win, in my opinion, that implies if I spend more money, I will win more. And that's just not true. You ever play against someone with an all foil modern deck? You have a same chance to beat them as someone without a foil modern deck, right? So like, they didn't spend more money and were more likely to beat you. It's simple. The mouth breathers that don't like Arena can spend $4+ on packs instead. Yep. And you know what? I'm not here to sell anybody on Arena. If you don't like Arena, if you don't like its model, don't play it. Magic Online is here. It's fine. It's functional. It's been here for a long time. Like, if you're into Magic Online, be into Magic Online. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay for different people to like different things. But this idea that like Arena can't be competitive because it doesn't have a secondary market, that's some hot nonsense, and that's not going to be allowed to be talked about here. It's just like, that's just FUD. That's just fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's a minimum bar of entry depending on the deck and the format, but yeah, it's pay to compete. It's a luxury hobby. Yep. This is not a basic human right. It is a luxury hobby. Oh, I should have eaten their Faithless Looting. That was a punt on my part. I should pay more attention and rant less. Evil Green, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Speaking of pay to win, do you have anything to say about people that play foreign cards hoping to confuse their opponents? Yes. The thing I have to say is, if you're not aware of what the text on a card is, you should call a judge and ask for it. Don't rant less than you need to tick off my bingo card. All right, so I can hit them for a good chunk here, right? I'm gonna go ahead and Ghor-Clan Rampager. And dealing more damage faster in this matchup is important because it cuts off their health total when they're comboing, which makes it harder for them to go. If Magic was pay to win, I would be the king of modern since I have almost every card for most played decks. Yep. But how competitive is it? I don't have a reasonable metric. When you say I should pay more attention to rant less, I almost unsubscribed. Oh, golly. How competitive is it? I don't have a good metric for that. I will say that the world champion used Arena to test for the Grand Prix that he top 8'd. I will say that the person that just won the limited Grand Prix over the weekend did so without ever having played a match of the limited format on Magic Online. It only tested on Magic Arena. I will say that many people that I know are good Magic players have cited Magic Arena as something they play more than Moto because it's more fun. But do I have some objective metric to draw a conclusion for you that this is more competitive or less competitive? I don't. All I can do is sit here and like talk about my feelings. I can give you some examples, but I don't have great ones other than that. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're enjoying the ranting, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer, memer, Magic content producer here on Twitch, whatever you want to call it. I'm here playing Magic full-time. I do 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We play a ton of Modern here on Magic Online. We play a ton of Standard on Arena. If you're new and you find yourself enjoying my content, please consider subscribing. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I love streaming. I love what I do here, but the reason I'm able to be here day in and day out is because of all the support from my wonderful subs. Past subscribing, you can also support my content by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. My face was recently shaved here with my wonderful Harry's Razors. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoogleShave, you could save $5 on your brand new starter kit with them. Remember, chat, just because you have a nice beard doesn't mean you need to have a neck beard. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards direct with the players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on your purchase of custom playmats, mousepad, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork to there or choose from the wide range of custom artwork that they have on their website, plus such as my wonderful Hoaglandia branded merchandise. And speaking of, I'd like to welcome everyone to Hoaglandia out there. It is Cyber Monday out there in the world, so remember, timeouts are half off today, so please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. I appreciate everybody dropping into our little slice of the internet. No, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your Monday here with us. Hope everyone had a great weekend out there. We are 1-0 with this this 4-color shadow deck and head on into our second match. Why don't I just have this recorded? Because if people sub or donate in the middle of the shill, I like to be able to give them shout outs. It also just feels like more natural and less robotic if I'm doing it naturally. Twitch chat doesn't want to follow the rules of Hoaglandia. They can have message deleted themselves and go somewhere else, right? Can you give us an ASMR of your rants and shuffling? There's actually a ranting playlist on my YouTube channel, but fair warning, a lot of those rants are older and have strong language in them. So, it's one of the reasons why I don't plug that more often. You're a razor, Harry. Am I a big reader? I don't read that much, actually. I read a lot during high school and undergrad, but not so much anymore. Watch more shows and stuff like that. I should probably try and get into audiobooks. It's something you could listen to. So many timeouts. Listen, my mods love their job, okay? The humanity. Mercy, mercy. So, here's the issue with Traverse the Ulvenwald. Like, this hand looks like it has 4 spells in it, but it really doesn't, right? Like, it has 2 copies of Lay the Land in it. So I think I just have to mulligan this. This is like not exciting, but I think it's fine, especially on the draw with the Scry. I think I'm in for another fetch land. Helps me get to this Death Shadow pretty quickly. In terms of Eve of Use, how bad or good is MTGO versus Arena? I left in Odyssey, but I'm loving Arena, but I want to get back into playing Modern. Arena has a lot of truly fantastic user-friendly features. So Magic Online is very rigid in that it does everything in the technical correct sense as defined by the Magic rules. Even when doing the technically correct thing creates a negative user experience. So the reason why Arena exists is because Magic Online leaves a lot to be desired in terms of gameplay in a lot of areas, in my opinion. It's wild to think someday we might just have like 2,000 mods on this channel. I mean, would that make us the best moderated chat on Twitch? It'd probably make it pretty close to that, right? Oh, Dismember the Planting at Death Shadow Online. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have Tarmogoyf this turn anyways. Next turn might be Dismember the Plant. I don't know. Having a Dismember for an Azusa seems appealing at some point. I love that you support Magic Arena. Now nobody can tell you aren't getting a lot of support for Wizards just because you talk about their mistakes or bad design choices. I like Arena. Arena's great. The fact that this isn't a public forum is completely true. I apologize. I hadn't meant to inflame anyone or speak without thinking. Would you mind explaining why I was timed out? I expressed an incorrect opinion. Thank you for correcting me. I'm definitely curious so I can make sure I don't do it again. As far as I'm aware, I haven't broken the code. I was the one that timed you out. Basically, if you post nonsense in my chat, if you post something that is incorrect and you don't at least give a thought on this is why you posted it, you're going to get timed out here. Timeouts aren't bad. People get timed out all the time. If you come back and get timed out a bunch for doing silly things, you're eventually going to get removed, but it doesn't happen too often. What'd they get here? They got a Radiant Fountain, and they played the Girl Turf. So, do I just go Dismember into Death Shadow here? I think so. I think it's just Dismember into Death Shadow. Timeouts are badges of honor, not punishments. What's going on, Anner? I got you. It is actually listed in the stream rules. My stream rules are great. Yeah, that's good. That's actually very true. We should applaud that. There are a lot of people who effectively throw a hissy fit after they get timed out on this stream, and then they come back and get banned because they threw a tantrum. Have you heard any news on when they're going to announce the new arena format? Sometime before this fall. It might be part of their announcement on December 6th, but that might be me just wishing for something that's not going to happen. How is there not a timeout emote? Well, this is a dunce cap over the number 10 for a 10-minute break. Master Meme Pancake, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here with that. So, all right, sweet. So this gives me a lot of information. This gives me a heads up on what's going on over here. They have Summoner's Pact and Primeval Titan Amulet. All right. Tilt. Probably in trouble here. One thing with MTGA versus MTGO is that pointed out by everyone that the cost everything costs the same on MTGA. So I built mono red aggro from the Grand Prix, and the deck only cost me $15 MTGO. And MTGA, it's rare wild cards, so much range. Yes. So different things are expensive in different ways in the different systems. One system is not always cheaper or always more expensive. The answer is it depends. Mr. Hat with the 5 sub giftaroonies. I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. Welcome. Been watching you quite a bit. Thanks for the great content. And Schuller, thanks for the 2-month 3 sub. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for being part of our community here. So you want to let this trigger resolve before you trophy this. Silver and Mars, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. It's awesome. 1,300 for Modern's a pretty good day. Is it too aggro to trophy the turf there? Yeah, I think so. I think I just want to kill the Titan. They got double T West, sure. Yeah, we'll see. And one of the things, like, if you're interested in playing explicitly standard, Arena's definitely the future of standard, right? Like, there's a reason why the Magic Online Championship Series for next year is only non-rotating formats. It's Modern, Legacy, Vintage, and Pauper. There's a reason why there's no standard or limited queuing you for the championship next year. Are we ahead? I don't know. I think the answer is no. Yeah, I think the person in chat that pointed out earlier that I should have taken the Amulet of Vigor. I think they were correct. So I can't actually Thoughtseize and take anything here because they have, they just have a Teleria West in their hand. And next turn, they can transmute Teleria West and play Titan and attack me. Traverse for Battle Rage. MTGA is the future of Standard on the internet because Standard isn't being supported for the Magic Online Championship Series next year. Oh, they have a Colony Garden too. I can't traverse the chat. This is Lay the Land. This card is really awkward. This card is really awkward, chat. There's only 3 card types in my graveyard. I have land, sorcery, instant. We're dead? Not necessarily. So I can... Do they have enough to double strike me? I guess I could count that. So they have 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. I don't think they have enough to double strike me because they need 9 to fetch and play the Titan. For people that are suggesting lines with the Traverse the Ulvenwald, those lines aren't possible. All right, this is lethal though, right? Because they don't have to spend the extra 3, they can double strike me. So, because they drew Titan, they now have enough mana to use the double strike land as well. Extra stub, Disdainful Stroke. Liliana the Last Hope's pretty bad. You think streaming services have a shelf life and are going to lose flavor? No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure streaming media online is like the future of entertainment for as far as most things are concerned. Like whether or not Twitch explicitly is the future could maybe be up for some debate, but I think in general, these types of online streaming things, like I can't name any people in my generation that like consume their media from network television. I think I'm just going to go ahead and click submit like this. I don't think I want these other cards up here. Well, I don't think Pulse is good enough to bring in a second. Seeing it's pretty good. A timeout counter? No, that'd just be something I have to manually update. The clarity of MTGO. I don't think MTGO is clear so much as people hate change and people that are used to Magic Online prefer it. I think that's a more realistic. So I'm going to look at their top card. So I basically get to see 8 cards while I Thoughtseize them here. What am I taking here? Is it just Impulse? I think it's just Impulse. Is it Azusa? Yeah, the other cards all do the same thing. So like, take the thing that's different, right? I think I'm just supposed to take the thing that's different. No, I was dead on board. I'm not going to make my opponent click through a bunch of stuff hoping that they mess up. My deck had lost, so I'm done playing. I'm not, again, when I'm streaming here, my goal isn't optimizing Magic Online fun points to get people. My goal is to play interesting matches of Magic. And when my deck has lost, I'm going to be done playing. Do me next, mods. This card is just... So, I'm quickly remembering why I became disinterested in this archetype, because Traverse the Ulvenwald is just so incredibly mediocre. Love watching the variety of decks in Modern and Standard, as well as the depth of conversation. What's going on, Fusion? Thanks for the 3 months. Welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. All right, so that puts me to 12, and it gives me a blue source, so that's nice. Still only have 3 card types in my bin. When I get an instant added to there, it'll be a 4th, so Traverse the Ulvenwald start working. Can you have Twitch Prime automatically renew? Is that a thing they added? That can't be a thing, right? I feel like that's something they wouldn't want to do. I have mine saved on you. Well, that's neat. Is that new? Did they post an announcement about that, Brom Bummer? Yeah, if that's a thing, that's brand new. Swap Traverses for Mausoleum. We played Mausoleum Secrets in Grixis Shadow, and it was really sweet. God damn it. Manually resubbing here to prove a point. Thank you, Matt Man, for the 30 months. We were so close. We were so close, chat. Ay, 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 ay. Do 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 do. I appreciate the salty bits. They emulate my current feelings. Hoping to finish out Jeskai Control and paper by buying Colonnades. Any idea about what I should buy them? When I should buy the... I have no idea. I don't do MTG finance. I just buy the cards I want when I want them. Or borrow. Is there any merit to assassinating Azusa? What merit would there be? If you think there's merit, discuss what it is and why. I did not get a dog. However, I'm currently dog sitting for my buddy Mike. Yeah, you can always find the deck queue on my website, linked here for quick reference. And then the standard queue is slowed currently. I think I'm going to unslow the queue after the invitational. Is your schedule accurate to include Sunday currently? It is. So next, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, I'm going to the SCG Invitational. So I'm going to be adding some extra streams, some extra long streams this coming weekend, as well as the following week to make up for the 5 days that I'm going to be off. My schedule is I'm gone Thursday to Tuesday morning. So I need to add a bunch of streams in to make up for missed hours. Can we get a dog cam? No, the dog's upstairs with the wife and kids because he's loud. Yeah, the kids are home today. I think Jake's school is actually open. One of the school districts was closed, the other one was. I think Jake's is actually open, but we're not sending him. All the roads outside are just ice covered in snow. Thoughts on Nihil Spellbomb in the main to help with the number of artifacts? I think it's just too clunky. This deck's very tight on resources a lot of games. And I think that 1 point is less free than a lot of people think it is. You convinced me to play Arena, and I love it. I only have Legacy and Modern and never thought I would be loving Standard so much. Buy the kids something nice for Mr. Bezos. Thank you, DMS. I appreciate it. I'm in the suburbs, and literally every school is canceled, but my college did not close, so I took my own personal snow day. Yep. Yeah, stay off the roads. They're bad. Oh, are we about to get boggled? I think we're about to get boggled. We're not getting boggled. God bless. The red-green card in our hand is Ghor-Clan Rampager. What's going on, Gurmag? Good games. Good luck in the rest of your matches today. Yeah, it could be Bant Eldrazi. It's been a hot second since I've seen that deck. Assassin's Trophy is really good here. Gets to kill their large squidbillies. That'll be good at some point. I love modern days because it makes me appreciate the standard days. You gotta have the lows to make you appreciate the highs. Weird. Alright. I mean, I guess it's Thragtusk, right? What's the origin of calling Amazon Prime Bezobuck? So Jeff Bezos is the owner of Amazon. So the meme is that he's giving his money to us. Thanks for checking out the sponsor, Doom Doom. It's impressive how many, like, those Twitch Prime subs, like, they definitely allow people to, like, start doing this full-time long before other folks would. Like, if I look at, like, my channel summary, it, like, tells me how much my Twitch Prime people are. Like, I have more in Twitch Prime subs than I do in normal subs, which I'd assume is the norm for a lot of people. Alright, I would like to take your Thragtusk back again, please. Can I ever beat this Gavity Township? I guess I have Assassin's Trophy for it. What's the mattress count at? 12 or 13, I think? 12 or 13, somewhere in there. Death Apparatus, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping that this way this month. Get cool custom playmats online. Inked is great. Fun bucks is a common reference for money given to you by a company that can only be spent at that company. Yep. That adds a lot of fluctuation to your sub count. Yeah, to a degree. Because people don't always renew. Some people spread them around. It's not too bad. I've been consistently over 2,000 subs for a couple months now, which is nice. Allows me to plan and save a little bit better. What are your opinions on Bant Fog and Sin right now? It's fine. It's really bad against the tempo decks, obviously, but I think it's got a lot of play in a lot of different places. Well, I've got a lot of good ones, opponent. Thankfully, my Tarmogoyf is huge at the moment, so I've got that going for me. Took my last hope, sure. She doesn't seem that good on this board, right? Yeah, I agree, Lost Lorgoyf. I almost certainly have more higher tier subs than most people, because I give something tangible for it. They got you there, Mikey. Overgrown Tomb sounds great. Get my Scavenging Ooze on. I mean, people pay for convenience. Obviously, Amazon makes money off of Prime. If they didn't make money off of Prime, they wouldn't offer it. They're a for-profit company. They're not some kind of charity. Hey, the guy. Thank you for the 2-month resub on the Twitch Prime. Welcome back. I appreciate that. You can find the details on what I give people for tier 2 and tier 3 subs, as well as the base subs here on my website. So if you're new to the stream, basically all the decks that I play on stream are viewer submitted deck lists, and the various sub tiers get bonuses towards that. That's an okay draw. Did I just start beating down here? I just wanted to say that a large part of why I sub is not the stream itself, but your website, deck breakdown, the videos put together, the ratings on decks, the timely YouTube uploads. Thank you, Rabbits. I appreciate that. Yeah, I put a lot of work into my stuff. Try to be professional about it. Oh, I guess this wall of omen just like blocks me here. Yeah, I'm just about to get dumpstered by this Gavany Township, right? It's like in a not particularly close manner. I guess I rampage over this, but I don't feel good about it. What's the difference between tiers? The amount of money it costs per month. So tier 2 subs cost $10 a month, and tier 3 subs are $25 a month. Woof. Woof. This is a stubborn Denial Out matchup. I just want more cards that play to the board. Scavenging Ooze is probably pretty good here in their games. I think I want Fulminator Mage to deal with their stupid Gavany Townships. I'm gonna trim these Inquisitions. I basically just want more cards that play to the board to match up like this. So when we get into top decking situations, I can answer the board consistently. Is Grim Boy good enough? I have not played Sullivan style Jeskai list. I wish you wouldn't concede like that. You were definitely still in that game. I completely disagree with you. I think if I drew spells and my opponent drew lands from that position, I was going to lose just to what was on the board. I have a lot of experience playing Magic, and that board we were extremely behind in, and not really in that game. They're going to grind you out, and Kolaghan's command is quite good. Is it? Like, shocking something isn't particularly good. People think they're way more in games than they're not. People are really bad at evaluating when they've lost a game, but the game's not over. In fact, I think that's why so many people get so frustrated with Modern, is because, like, the number of people that don't concede to turn 3 card when, like, they're not beating it is just, like, absurdly high. Now, there's always new people coming in, Jimmy Buffers. And a lot of other people like scrapping out things like that so they can lose 10 minutes from now. I wasn't in that. I literally was gonna die to Birds of Paradise in like 2 turns or less. Had no answer to the Birds of Paradise. If I push the Thought-Knot Seer, the Birds of Paradise eats me for breakfast. For Arena, do I pick a particular set for packs to buy from to build decks or whatever I need stuff from? I'd recommend just buying all guilds packs and then opening stuff from the other sets with your wild cards. Yeah, there's something to be said about conceding in paper too at appropriate times, because there's a lot of people who they often draw in paper, and the reason why they're drawing is because they're not conceding and they're not managing their clock appropriately. So there would be, if people understood how to identify when games are over, people would draw far less. Between 2014 and 2016, I played over 1,200 sanctioned matches of Magic. In 3 years, 1,200 sanctioned matches of Magic. Do you know how many matches I unintentionally drew in over 1,200? Less than 5. I play quickly, and I understand when I'm dead and need to move on. This thing is still just Slay the Land. I have creature, sorcery, land. This Traverse, the Assassin Trophy will turn it on at some point. Conceding is a learned skill in Magic. Like, being able to properly recognize, like, when you're far enough behind that you need to, like, move along with your life is important. All right, so Blade Splicer's like, I guess it's not that annoying, right? Like, I have Grim Boy to shoot down this. I guess isn't too terrible. So you get to go ahead and kill this here. Get rid of a sorcery and a creature here to keep my card types up. How much do I like Trophy in Modern? It's fine. It's playable. Assassin's Trophy is relatable to Fatal Push in a lot of ways, in that it's a card that you're happy to play and you definitely register it, but it's like, it's not format breaking, right? It's just like this card that's good. You don't write home about it and be like, well, you know what broke Modern today? Assassin's Trophy. You're just like, I registered for Assassin's Trophy and I'm happy I did. Go and attack for 6 here. Loving your content and the low-key Futurama references going on, Romeo. Thanks for the 3-month resub. Welcome back. Yeah, Displacer's probably gonna need a trophy here. I'm attacking first in case they want to try and trade one of their 3/3s for my 3/4. And then I'll just trophy one of them in response and eat the other. This makes them make a decision, though. All right, let's start with the Thoughtseize here. So that way we can check in to make sure we're not giving them a land to do anything too silly. Just Eldritch Evolution, eh? Alright, I'm gonna mute myself while I play here for a hot second and eat my lunch. No, I do not lie for money. It's one of the things I don't do. The Fruit Smoothie Cliff Bars were actually great. So I have land, creature, instant. I'm gonna keep this. These cards are, they're gonna like play a Scavenging Ooze or some kind of graveyard hate, and I'm gonna hate myself, but I think this is a keep. So in case anybody didn't see what I just did, I had this shake-up salad thing, and apparently the lid doesn't go on very tightly, or I didn't click it into place, so I now have salad all over my lap. So hold on a moment. Listen, if you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong, you're gonna have to cite a source. So, cite a source next time. Upside to Magic Online. The timer on it lets you do nothing for forever, so I can clean up the salad mess that I made without without getting punished for it. Go ahead and do this and pass the turn. We have this trophy for the Ley Line, but we also just like haven't drawn any discard spells. I like boarded out most of my non-Thoughtseize discard spells. The Ley Line of Sanctity doesn't really matter. Yeah, the Goyf decks, things like Dredge being super good did a lot more for making Goyf decks worse than anything else. We're in a pretty okay spot here, right? Like I get to do this, and then I get to Dismember plus fetch land, and then I can Traverse, put Shadow into play here. Like, I have a pretty big fatty. Well, this is really good for us. So now I'm going to crack this. I'm going to grab a black source here. I'm going to dismember Wall of Omens. In honor of Salad's A Thanksgiving Story, my job was to bring Salad to our family get-together. Bought some raw mana Monday, threw it out Tuesday, went and bought replacement lettuce Wednesday. Thursday, drove to the parents' house and spilled lettuce all over the backseat of the car to a poor ceiling lid. Went and bought replacement lettuce. Nobody ate the salad. That's just some bad beats right there. I'm actually shuffling my deck here, which is a little bit awkward, so I'm going to leave this in my deck, but we're going to shuffle that away with this Traverse. So, touch awkward there. What would you consider a source? I don't know. What kind of sources do you have? So they get to, oh, you know what? I should have played this land because this could get basic forest. That might be relevant. Wow, they're just chump blocking here? That's really good for us. I'm gonna go ahead and go to 3 and put Grim Lavamancer into play, I think. Like, I have Trophy to beat Reality Smasher here if they have it. They're all just going off of feelings, Unbearded. People like to feel smart. So, like, this idea that, like, they metagamed and they read what was going on. It's just, like, nonsense. People like to pair it out. Nah, Hippity's been around the block. They know. They know. Admitting you can't metagame in Modern is like admitting a self-failure. It's like saying, I can't do this thing I really wish I could do. That's a good draw. Like to call that draw lethal in the biz. Is it possible for a Hoagland family Christmas carol for the stream this holiday season? I think we're gonna stream putting up the Christmas tree again this year. We've done that in years past. The last 2 years we've streamed putting up the Christmas tree. I think they're actually on YouTube. All right, sweet. 2 and 1. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Your sons will be mortified that the internet watched them grow up from being toddlers. Yep. In the past, we put the tree up on Christmas Eve. Have you solved any of the possibilities for impulse on tree? Yeah, there's 2 of those up on YouTube. I actually need to put them into a playlist so people can find them easily. I have to put up my Hanukkah bush. Is that a thing? What's the hottest card addition to Modern last year? There isn't really like a super hot one. Like, it's probably Trophy as an easy pick, but again, just like, this card hasn't had some big sweeping impact. It's just like playable. Arclight Phoenix, Creeping Chill, sure. It's probably Creeping Chill, right? I'm still not convinced the Arclight Phoenix decks are worth their salt. We've not. So decks that are listed in my stream title that we're not currently playing are decks that we still have yet to play. So decks that I've already played are removed from my stream title. I can't seem to understand in circumstances where you must provide a source to express an opinion. So the problem is, if you have a bunch of people just like talking about their feelings and not providing any relevant data to go with it, it's just like a bunch of people screaming and beating on their chest, right? It's not contributing anything constructive or meaningful. It's basically politics, right? Just like a bunch of people yelling, "You're wrong, I'm right," and like not backing it up or wire citing information. Like, we have this culture where we feel like everybody needs to be validated or you're really mean. And just like, well, sometimes people are just wrong. And some things aren't subjective. And some things definitely shouldn't be subjective. 2 + 2 is always 4 in a base 10 system. I don't think Reddit is unique. I think Reddit is a symptom of things that just happen in general. I think pigeonholing Reddit as being something, some kind of unique phenomenon is silly. I think Reddit's just easier to navigate and see it happen, so it's more in your face. Is there any advantage just aggressively casting Traverse there as Leyland in order to reach Delirium faster? Maybe? Possibly? Spirits or Storm? If you like winning, Storm. Otherwise, Spirits. So Skew's in play is pretty good here for us. They've been 2 lands, so I assume they're going to have another land to follow up here with. I probably want to start going ham on their graveyard, so that way they can't get delve threats down. It's like something came across my newsfeed the other day. Like, there's a big thing in the news and politics right now where people like prefix something that's nonsense with, I'm not a scientist, but it's like, well, if you're not a scientist and you're not about to cite scientific data, maybe you should just shut up and leave that kind of stuff to the actual scientists. People use stuff like that. People use it's just my opinion a lot of the same ways, right? Like, they're saying something that's very likely wrong, but they're justifying the fact that they're allowed to be wrong with this idea that, like, well, I warned you I'm likely wrong ahead of time. I'm not a lawyer, but isn't telling people to shut up a violation of their rights, right? Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. All right, so do I want to eat more things with Scavenging Ooze, or do I want to play Grim Flayer here? I think I just want to play Grim Flayer and start beating them down. And you start it with, I don't have time to research. You said it. Yep. I'm not a racist, but yeah, just like, let me excuse this. Let me try and excuse this thing I'm about to say in a socially acceptable manner, and then say something that I probably just shouldn't open my mouth and say. So, historically speaking, I've not been particularly high on Grim Flayer as a card in decks like this, but I've actually been pretty impressed with Grim Flayer today. I feel like he's done a lot of really good work for us. A breeding pool in this deck. Probably want Overgrown Tomb. I'm building Narset Cannon. And I'm wondering if Surgical or Leyline is better for the sideboard. I plan on playing it in the last PPT this weekend. Do you think my deck Stoneforge Mystic is too strong for it? Maybe Surgical's better. I don't actually know. It's pretty marginal either way, Snowski. It's pretty marginal either way, I think. I have to imagine this matchup's okay for us. We got a lot of really good tools to kill their large things. This is another matchup where having access to Assassin's Trophy is like a big deal. This is not a Stubborn Denial matchup. This is not an Inquisition matchup. Again, I just want like more cards that play to the board. Do I want Last Hope? Last Hope's like really good at... Am I sideboard bugged? I think I'm sideboard bugged. Yeah, I can't remove this Inquisition from my deck. I can't get rid of it. Moto's quality software. Good clean living. Yeah, see, there's 15 cards in my sideboard right now, but there's only 3, 10, 14 counted here, and there's 61 here. So I have 76 cards counted in my 75 card deck. It looks like it did what we wanted it to do. Both my Inquisitions are here, and the Stubs are here, and the Lilianas are here. So I think we're okay. Man, I'm excited to get Leyline of the Voided. Just like have half my cards not work. Yep. It's a pretty good pickup. Just gonna casually 7 myself on turn 1 here. I boarded out my blue cards, so we'll get red mana since I have Temur, Battle Rage, and Ghor-Clan in my deck still. I think I take Burning Inquiry. See that one going in a couple different directions. The kids were just completely unimpressed. They just didn't care. We actually recorded it when I came upstairs after shaving. I'm just completely uninterested. I cite out 3 Omniscience and a Spoils. Sometimes I trim 2 Spoils. Those are your trims, though. Omniscience and Spoils are definitely the go-to cuts. Big scary Flameblade Adept. So we're going to 10 here. Worth noting, we know they have double bolt, so I'm at a virtual 4 at the moment, which is scary. I think I'm just supposed to get these Goyfs going. Although I guess like playing Goyf here as opposed to trophying this leaves me dead to Burning Inquiry and Goblin Lore next turn, or Faithless Looting into Street Wraith, or vice versa. Yeah, definitely Zack Attack. He has been pushed off a cliff. Oh, so I'm just passing, right? I'm gonna fetch it. I'm gonna trophy this, fetch a tapped land. No, I think we're far enough out of summer that that's not really a thing. Also, like getting a tan of any sort would require me to go outside. The outdoors is scary, chat. Why would you want to go there? All right, so I'm at a virtual 2. I did in fact, I felt the format warp around me. Let's close this game out real fast. This puts me to an effective 1. We're up a game here. We're in game 2. The graphics outside are nice, but the tutorial doesn't prepare you for anything. That's a great way to put it. Am I dead yet? They've got huge tracts of land, chat. Is it a 5 mana Hollowed One, or is it a Street Wraith? 5 mana Hollowed One, sure. I have exactly lethal, right? I can trophy this, and then I can traverse for a shock land, a fetch land. And this is 9 plus 4 is 13. Oh, this even kicks this to a 5/6, so I can just get Street Wraith. Where I can cast Thoughtseize. Lots of roads heading towards Rome, chat. Also, Outside's gameplay is a bit grindy for my taste. What's going on, Nick? All right, well, we're 3-1. Confirmed to be a real modern deck. I said when we started this is the best deck we were going to play today in terms of power level. It's not disappointing. There's a bunch of real modern cards in this deck. The easiest way to tell if your deck's a real modern deck or not is looking at the curve. And if you look here, we got a bunch of 1s and 2s in this deck. And the Street Wraith hiding up here at 5 is actually a free cantrip, so... Is this the best creature toolbox deck in Modern? Yeah, probably. Probably the best creature toolbox deck in Modern. Actually, I think... what was the word I was searching? What's the word I'm searching for? No, I'm drawing a blank. Do I keep this? I can't keep this, right? When I tweeted, I posted about this being the best toolbox deck. I really like Rampager in this deck. I think it offers you a lot of utility. It's like a pseudo battle rage that you can tutor for. This hand's much better. Perfect toolbox. Always pull out the Avatar of Death. Yep. Basically. Yeah, that's true too. Titan toolbox is more than just creatures. It's like a land toolbox deck too. This is a just creature toolbox deck. Does this deck have a shot against Bogles? I don't think so. If you wanted to have a shot against Bogles, you could probably put Liliana of the Veil over the Last Hope, but I think the Last Hopes are pretty good. They give you a lot of good grindy elements. Two plus two. Wow, it's Pat. Thanks for the 4-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh, Amulet Titan. This is the deck we lost to earlier. What are the odds I die next turn? Low? I feel like it's low odds that I die next turn. I'm gonna go ahead and traverse for a forest and then play another Goyf. And then next turn I have Thoughtseize plus Stubbs up. About 100%. Know you're mainly at the whims of the viewers and subscribers for decks you play and stream, but what's my preferred playstyle and deck archetype for when I build my own decks to play? So I'm actually playing at the SCG Invitational later this month, and my preferred archetype for that format is I'm going to be playing green-black elves in Modern. I'm going to be playing blue-black pirates in Standard. I like both of those decks a lot. You think Div Mizzet's a reasonable Modern card? Nope, it costs way too much mana. I missed a sub. I totally did. Test subject. Thanks for the 6 months. Welcome back. Man, that's unfortunate. My Goyfs are just like these little baby 3/4s. I don't have a way to be able to stubborn denial this pact, which sucks. I mean, I could Fatal Push their Azusa, but then I don't have blue mana is the issue. They just draw. Okay. It's like, that's aggressive. So I'm going to go ahead. The proper timing on the Assassin's Trophy or removal spell in general here is you want them to resolve their Primeval Titan trigger. So that way they have to choose what lands they're getting before they know if their Titan's dying or not. And this is good on the opponent's part. They've been conservative here. They've chosen to get a Teleria West, which will allow them to get another Titan down the line. Yeah, Trophy looking much better than Decay here. Interesting. What are they doing? Now, they have an Azusa and an Amulet. They're going to have plenty of mana. All right, and then in response to this, I'm going to go ahead and kill this Primeval Titan because this could get... Oh, crap. If they have another forest... Wow, they drew Pact of Negation for the turn. What an unbelievable tilt. Wow. Alrighty. Yep. So, the reason why you sequence like I was going to there is so you can play around them getting Pact of Negation. Yeah, I think we're just dead. I mean, if I draw another trophy, I can kill their Titan and they don't have anything left over. Yeah, just dead. Yeah, they can pay for it. They have exactly enough. They have 6, 7, 8, 9. This is actually the only match we lost today. Our loss in this league was to another Amulet Titan player. Pretty easy in and out. I guess I don't really want this. I'll keep this. Seems fine. Yeah, that's true. Trophy would have put them off of having enough mana to pay for both packs. All right. Threat, some disruption, needs a blue source. Nah, I think EE is narrow. I'm bringing in 2 copies of Maelstrom Pulse. I think that's enough. Look at our mana base. We have a really hard time making red. We have exactly 2 red sources, and it's not our primary color. So we're going to have a hard time consistently hitting double red on time. Right on time, Inquisition. Replace Jeff with what else? What's going on, Stadium? I think that's the take there. Do I have Duress in my sideboard? I don't have Duress in my sideboard. You made me do a double take. I was like, I don't think there's a Duress in my sideboard. It's worth noting I got punished for leading on Overgrown Tomb as opposed to something else. God, this fucking card just... It is so impossible to enable Delirium in this archetype. There's just so much graveyard hate in this format. So much incidental. Oops, I got you. They don't pop this right away. I might Maelstrom Pulse it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Just like keep my Delirium. That isn't an Overgrown Tomb, that's a Vesuva. Copying my Overgrown Tomb, well that's pretty good. Yeah, the 2-mana Black Tutor seems really sweet. Why should I keep Street Wraith on top? What appeal is there to keeping Street Wraith on top? Oh, because I already have Shadow in hand? Yeah, maybe. That's fair. Alright, Stone Rain, 2 of your lands. Go. Opponent is no longer clueless. It's not in the deck queue, it is. It's at the very top of the deck queue. Listed under today. Decks that I'm playing today get moved to the top of the queue, so they're easy to find. It is, oh, is it not? Did I not move it up? Actually, I didn't move them to the top. I'm a liar. It's actually in the normal modern section. It's now at the top. It was just hanging out in the normal modern section, but now it's at the top. This is a great hit for us. Gets my Shadow going. It really is much worse for content, Lone Wolf. You're not wrong. It just runs slowly too, right? Like the application's always been laggy, but like it really shows just like how laggy. Nullhide Ferox. Okay, it really shows just how laggy it is when you have Arena that's so smooth and like manually tapping lands and all this other stuff. Just like feels real bad. Yeah, I agree, Burgle. When Grim Flayer is good, it's insane. The problem is when it's bad, it's like worse than Voice of Resurgence. Stubbing this is lethal, right? Just like counter this, kill this. Yeah, honestly, I think after playing Mausoleum Secrets a little bit in a blue-black focused Shadow Shell, I feel like this deck might just be kind of outclassed. Like, Mausoleum Secrets is easier to turn on for what you want to do with it, and like the fact that it can get discard spells and removal is like super, super heavy utility. I think it seems fine. A lot of Stubborn Denials. Oh, Relic, why? Why, Relic, why? Oh, hi, Lay the Land, how are you doing? I guess they can do this and pay for it. Yeah, this is probably bad. If they have an untapped land, they get me. They do not have an untapped land. God bless. Give them a little bit of the stubby D, chat. What do I want to do here? Is it just Tarmogoyf? It might just be Tarmogoyf, right? Just like Shock Tarmogoyf. This wants to get Blood Crypt so that can hang tight for a second. Goyf's like less good in the face of Relic, but this also like might encourage them to pop the Relic so I can maybe build back up my Delirium sooner. I can do you one better. I have an article that is a full primer on Green-Black Elves. On Cool Stuff Inc. Traverse now while Delirium is live. Delirium was not live. Delirium takes 4 card types, not 3. Which is why Delirium is like pseudo impossible to enable. It's so incredibly difficult to turn on Delirium. We're just about to get like bodied by a Primeval Titan next turn. Even if we're not, this Tireless Tracker is going to get pretty big pretty quickly. We're 3-1 in this league. This is game 3 of the last match. Our one loss in this league was actually to a different Amulet Titan player. This matchup seems pretty bad for this archetype. Engineered Explosives is really good against us. That worked out well. To force spike 'em. How long till Pyroloam after this game? After this game, I'm going to run to the restroom, fill my water bottle, and we'll dive into that league. It's the last one today. Well, I don't have a lot going on outside of this Tireless Tracker, but they have a lot of draws in the bank. Fetch land was a good draw here. Lets me crank this up to a 5/5. Probably see a chump block. Chump block doesn't surprise me too much. Interesting. Okay. We definitely have a series of cards in our hand that could kill them here by them not blocking. Taking a little bit of a risk on their part. Maybe they're just planning to like kill my Tarmogoyf and then kill me on the backswing. Maybe I should just cast this Traverse the Ulvenwald as Lay the Land, so it's not getting better than that. Really not getting better than that. I was up too late last night, chat. It's past my bedtime. Before anybody asks, I'm blocking here because otherwise I'm dead. This makes 2 mana, so they could crack 2 clues and kill me. Tracker is pretty stock in the Amulet Titan sideboard. Usually they play somewhere between 1 and 3 of them, depending on how much they want to beat up on the fair decks. Is a fetch land lethal? Street Wraith in the fetch land would probably be super lethal with this Battle Rage. So went 3 and 2, lost to Amulet Titan twice. Man, my takeaway from this feels similar to what I feel like was the takeaway last time. Traverse the Ulvenwald is a card that I feel like every time somebody puts it in a deck and submits it to me, they think this card is way easier to enable and turn on than it otherwise would be. There's so much incidental graveyard hate. There's not only the Bajuka Bogs of the Amulet Titan deck, but there's just like, there's Relics, and there's Nihil Spellbombs, and there's Scavenging Ooze, and there's just like all of these cards that people are playing that come at a very low cost to them, that are like interacting with your graveyard. So like, they get to make your card that you're like trying to make good much worse without any real cost to themselves. And then once that happens, I just effectively am playing like this 22 land deck. So we've played Mausoleum Secrets inside of like blue-black, and we're going to try it in a Grixis Shadow Shell at some point. That one's in the queue, so I'm more excited for that as far as Shadow decks go. I feel like Mausoleum Secrets is a card that's much easier to enable than Traverse the Ulvenwald, right? Because like you can find Death Shadow and Fatal Push and Thoughtseize with just 1 creature in your graveyard. Yeah, about 1,000's good for Modern. Our weekday Modern streams usually have a good chunk of people.